When I speak to CEOs and VPs of sales, I often ask this question. How many of you have seen a change in your business in the last 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 18 months? And every hand is raised. Now, this was prior to the pandemic. And then I ask the second question. How many of you have changed your approach to sales to meet the changing needs of your market or customers? Now, not as many hands are raised, but there's a lot of looking left and right because everyone's wondering, how do you manage this thing called change? Effective leaders, effective sales managers recognize that the best way to manage change is to develop the EQ skill of emotional self-awareness. And this has been defined as the ability to know what emotion you're feeling, why you're feeling the emotion, and how that emotion impacts your ability to show up. Change, because the effective manager recognizes that when salespeople are resisting change, often the emotion behind that change is fear. Gosh, I know my old way of selling isn't working as well, but it's something I know, and I'm fearful that I can't master the new skills in enough time. They recognize that change often takes time, effort, and practice. So the fear for salespeople is, well, if I put all this time and effort and even money here, and I don't achieve future results, have I wasted my time? I'm fearful. Now, apply self-awareness, which great managers do in their coaching calls. Instead of trying to tell the person that they're thinking the wrong way, they apply the provocative coaching questions. For example, in a virtual selling environment, they might ask their salesperson, what's your biggest worry about selling in this world that's gone remote, virtual selling? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to blow a big opportunity and never get a second chance. Is that based on perception or reality? And at that point, that question raises the salesperson's self-awareness. And what they're starting to become aware of is that they're telling themselves big fat stories, because the reality is they're not showing up to big opportunities because they're afraid they're going to blow the opportunity. But now the manager might switch the coaching question. Let's apply some reality testing here. In the past, have you learned new skills, new habits, new approaches to selling? Well, sure. Yeah, I've had to change a lot over the years. And how did you go about making those changes? Well, I studied, I practiced, I asked for help. So could you apply those same strategies to get better, more comfortable with virtual selling skills, selling in a remote environment? And at that point, again, the salesperson's self-awareness is growing and their behaviors will start changing because they will start thinking, wow, I've made changes before. I've mastered new skills before. I am capable of this. So when we take a look at what's the most important selling skill out there, yes, there's absolutely hard selling skills, business development, prospecting, negotiation. I would also ask you to take a look at the EQ skill of self-awareness, because that which you're not aware of, you cannot change. And the effective sales manager knows that the way to manage change is to master self-awareness. I'm Colleen Stanley, President of Sales Leadership. Thanks for joining me today.